Welcome to Unstoppable You Now. Today we travel to Stone Valley, a place of beauty, deep division, and a profound lesson. In this rugged valley, a rushing stream carved the land in two, creating a natural border that no one dared cross. On the left bank, the ancient chestnut forest flourished, dropping heavy, delicious nuts that covered the ground in a golden carpet. However, despite the abundance of food, there was no clean water source here, leaving the inhabitants constantly thirsty and parched. On the right bank, the stream water was pure and refreshing, sparkling under the sun, but the land was utterly barren. The squirrels here had all the water they needed, yet their stomachs rumbled constantly as nothing could grow in this rock. Both sides looked at each other with deep suspicion, guarding their resources fiercely instead of finding a way to share them. They erected sharp fences of thorns and dry branches to protect their territory, ensuring no one from the other side entered. They whispered angrily, complaining that the others had water but refused to share, wasting it while they suffered in thirst. The other side retorted with equal venom, angry that their neighbors hoarded all the food while they starved on empty rocks. Amidst this tension lived Barnaby, a young and somewhat clumsy beaver who did not fit in with the angry crowd. Unlike his ancestors who built high dams to block water, Barnaby had a strange hobby of connecting things together with wood. He preferred gathering the strongest oak branches to build pathways from bank to bank, a habit everyone else found useless. One afternoon, the sky turned a bruised purple and black as a massive storm rolled in, threatening the entire valley. Thunder roared across the sky as a violent storm struck the valley, shaking the earth and terrifying the small inhabitants below. A massive ancient tree struck by lightning crashed down across the stream, creating an instant and chaotic dam in the water. The fallen trunk created a mess of debris, blocking the flow and causing the water to rise dangerously on both sides. Instead of helping each other clear the blockage, the tribes panicked, believing the other side was sending poison water to them. Driven by fear, they began piling mud and rocks onto the debris, trying to seal off their side from the neighbors. Without realizing it, their fear and selfishness had turned the fallen tree into a massive, ugly wall that separated them completely. Night fell over the valley, cold and silent. The wall stood tall, a dark barrier born from the refusal to cooperate. While everyone else slept in fear, Barnaby quietly swam out to the middle of the stream, approaching the chaotic pile. He looked at the mess of mud and timber. He saw not a barrier, but a collection of misplaced potential waiting there. He began to work tirelessly through the night, chipping away at the excess mud and removing the sharp, dangerous spikes. He did not use force to destroy the barrier, but instead used his skills to weave the chaotic mess into order. Hour after hour, he rearranged the very same logs and stones that the tribes had thrown in anger and fear. He used flexible willow branches to bind the rigid oak logs, turning a blockage into something that could support weight. As he finished, the water began to flow freely underneath the structure, draining the flood and restoring balance to the stream. When the sun rose the next morning, the residents of Stone Valley woke up to a sight that left them speechless. The ugly wall of fear had vanished. In its place stood a strong, elegant bridge connecting the two banks perfectly. The debris that once blocked the water and separated them was now a path, inviting them to cross to the other side. Barnaby stood in the center, tired but smiling, gesturing for the hesitant squirrels to step onto the wood and meet him. One brave squirrel from the left bank stepped forward, carrying a handful of chestnuts, overcome by curiosity and a new hope. From the right bank, another approached, carrying a large leaf filled with the fresh water that the others had craved. They met in the middle. There was no fighting, only a quiet exchange of the gifts that each side desperately needed. Soon the bridge was bustling with life as the tribes mingled, sharing their abundance and realizing they were never truly enemies. The valley was no longer divided. The abundance of the forest and the purity of the stream were now enjoyed by all. Barnaby watched them with a satisfied heart, knowing that the storm had given them a choice between isolation and connection. It is a powerful truth that the materials used to build a wall and a bridge are often exactly the same. Barnaby placed a chestnut and a drop of water together, symbols of how two different things can create a perfect whole. The difference lies not in the wood or the stone, but in how we choose to arrange them in our lives. We can use our challenges to block others out, or we can use those same challenges to reach out and connect. Barnaby the Builder left them with a legacy not of engineering, but of understanding that unity is always a choice. As the sun set on Stone Valley, the bridge remained, a testament to the power of turning obstacles into opportunities for love. So ask yourself today, are you building walls with your struggles, or are you building bridges to understand those around you? Let us learn from the beaver and the squirrels. Let us choose to dismantle our fears and construct pathways of hope. From the storm comes the debris, but from our hearts comes the blueprint to turn that wreckage into something truly beautiful. Stone Valley flourished like never before, proving that when we share what we have, there is always enough for everyone. May you find the courage to pick up the scattered pieces of your life and build a bridge to a better future. Thank you for joining us on this journey to Stone Valley. We hope this story inspires you to make a change. If you enjoyed this story, please like and share it with someone who needs to hear this message of unity today. Thank you for watching Unstoppable You Now. Remember to build bridges, not walls. Subscribe for more stories. See you next time.